Hey, good afternoon. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer at RV Oppenheim Associates, Digital Ops, a division of RV Oppenheim Associates. Yeah, so today is a little different. I've talked about this before, and it's something that comes up so many times in my life, as well as friends and family members and coworkers. Um, and that is, are you settling for the status quo? Today is Monday. A lot of people go to work on Mondays, and it can be the worst beginning of the week, or it can be the best. And um, I think that the status quo is powered by two counterproductive forces. And I speak on this really out of my own experience, as well as the experience that I've um, seen from others. And I think that the first one is when we are driven out of, or operating out of, the being driven by the opinion of others about what we do, and what kind of work we do, and what kind of career we pick. um, it can end up sending you right into the status quo, or over time really cultivating um, this rut, because it's like, I hear myself, or I hear others say, well, I'm going to do this because I know my mom and dad want me to. And or I hear things like, well, I'm going to do this because my friends think I should do it. And it's like, this it's like this self-doubt like just creeps in. And the next thing you know, it's like hashtag misery Monday instead of hashtag Mojo Monday. And so, I think that status quo, again, that force that drives it is that force of listening to the opinion of others rather than listening to yourself. And I think the other one, the other force that's as equally as powerful, is being driven by the need to accumulate material status. I mean, it happens to all of us. We get caught up in, appearances, and wanting to appear that we got our crap together. And so we spend more than we make, and, we rack up debt because we're, accumulating all of these things that are, material things that say, hey, I've made it. And, what I think that in my own life, what that's done is it's brought me to a place where, sometimes, we're driven by the amount of the paycheck. We're driven by the money, and then we amplify the problem by spending even more than what that check brings. And so it's a snowball effect. It's like you get trapped because you've made these decisions, you've bought these things that you really can't afford, and you can't quit the job that you've got because you're barely paying your bills. And so, like, if I wish I could go back and tell my 20 something year old self, dude, wake up. Don't listen to the voice of others. Don't get trapped in accumulating material status, because it will put you in this endless cycle of the status quo. You'll be miserable, and your social life and your personal life um, will struggle, right? So what do you do? What are you going to do about it? I think number one, the first thing to do is really just to confront those people that you have given, authority or voice over your own. Go to them and say, you know what? Why don't you take a giant leap in the dumpster of rotten eggs, right? Just tell them, I don't care. I don't care what you think. You've been telling me my whole life that I'm wrong, that I can't do this and I can't do that, and I'm tired of it, and I'm going to do something about it, right? So have that conversation. Man, I hope my kids don't come to me and say this. It'll be brutal, but if they do, it'll be okay. Number 2, stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and say, I got this, right? You got to believe in yourself. You got to listen to your own voice. And I think number 3 is you got to start a side hustle. You got to do something to dig your way out of the pit that you dug yourself into, right? You got to pay off that debt. You have to be accountable for how you got this way, right? You didn't just get here overnight. You know, it was decision after decision after decision, you know, being driven by the opinion of others and listening to those voices and being driven by those material, you know, status things. So you're going to have to do it. So man, start your side hustle, right? Like the power of this, okay, you know, that I've talked about week after week, day after day, about how incredibly powerful this is. You know, you don't have to, you know, have a degree. You don't have to, you know, have permission. You just have to have the passion and the purpose to want to do it, right? So you're going to have to suck it up, start your side hustle, put in the work. And that's the other thing, man. If you're lazy, you're never going to dig out of it. You're going to be stuck there, right? So that's the status quo. It sucks. But it doesn't have to be that way. And there's a lot of people out there, including myself, who have, you know, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, you know, looked at those people in the face and in the eyes, or just turned away and walked away and turned their backs and said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this for myself. And I don't need their, you know, affirmation, and I don't need their, you know, approval, right? Because I am 100% authorized to take control of my life, to take control of my business, you know, and take control of my career and where I'm moving forward. So start that side hustle, pay off your debt, and climb out of the deep hole of the status quo. So I know today's been kind of real life Monday. That's what happens, right? As business owners, as managers, you know, this is where we find ourselves. So if you came to work today and it was #Misery Monday, man, I feel you. I've been there. But you know what? #Mojo Monday is a reality, and it's not just something that positive people say. It's a real deal. But it starts with, you know, being real and being self-aware about what's going on and what drives you and why you want to be successful. So I appreciate you giving me time today to, you know, really kind of speak about the real deal, make it real. I appreciate every time I get to get in front of my friends and my family, my colleagues. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer at Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. I'm looking forward to a great week. I hope you guys do too, and we will see you tomorrow.